Although guns were created to help people and win wars, now on this day they have a much bigger problem. One of the biggest issues with guns today is how easy it is to get them. For example, we could bring up school shootings. All these students, kids are getting access to these guns. I know when I went to high school, like there was people that I knew that had access to getting them, and I went to Redmond High School, which is a pretty I'd say safe high school. It's in the suburbs, so it's I personally don't think that it should be that easy to access guns, and also semi-automatic guns. Like, guns were created for a reason to help win wars. I understand semi-automatics in that setting, but they shouldn't be on the street. Like, people shouldn't be able to get them from gun stores, etc. And I think one of the best ways to help without banning guns in general, but to slow down, is to have a mental test when you go to get your license or go to buy a gun, where they check to make sure you're mentally stable and allowed to own a gun and carry out the responsibilities for that as well. I personally think that one thing they could also do is compare it to the age to buy alcohol. There's no reason a student or person should be able to buy a gun, but they can't go to the liquor store and get alcohol. Like, guns kill close to 300 people every single day in the U.S. So, I mean, yes, alcohol is very dangerous, but if you compare the two, there's no reason why the alcohol drinking age should be lower or higher than the age to get weapons. Um, I also think that getting rid of guns would drop death rates, which is probably the case, and not having them on the street would be a lot safer, and it would open up spots in hospitals and ERs for people who are sick and for other reasons and aren't just out getting shooting each other. So I think that would bring down a lot of violence across the United States, and I think banning guns would help a lot more than they help right now. One of the biggest arguments for guns is your rights, your right to bear arms, all of that. And I think that yes, we have rights and that everyone needs to have those rights. But I really think that in some situations, like those rights could be wrong, in my opinion. All of those were created such a long time ago, and yes, they have added more, changed them around, and that's why I think that they can easily look into this and find a better way to handle it than what they're doing right now. Because like for school shootings, they've talked about giving teachers guns. That I see what they're doing with that, because school shootings are going off the charts now. There's so many. It's horrible, and they want to stop them, so they think giving teachers guns would help. But that's just teachers are not able, they are not trained to use those weapons. That's just going to create more guns in school settings. That's going to just make it more unsafe for kids. Metal detectors, just making schools feel unsafe for everyone. Yes, they have the right precautions for it because they're trying to keep them safe, but they are doing it the wrong way. And at the end of the day, yes, banning guns might be the best way to make it safer for everyone and keep them off the streets, but they need to find a good way of, yes, getting it off the streets, but making it so people my age and kids can't get access to them. Because yes, adults are involved in a lot of these crimes. They are older, and I think that the older you are, if you need to get a gun, okay, but you need to be in the right headspace, have the right paperwork. I think they need to really lock that down. But before they do that, they need to get it off the street for kids, because like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they should not be able to have weapons. There's no there's no way someone of our age has the responsibility to own a weapon.